Serafina and I were at a entrepreneurial book club where Stephanie never read the right book, and
Stephanie was terrible at this book club.
I really sucked at book club.
I did
Fabulous. What?
I just had a visual. I just had a
It was a
visual.
lot.
I had a visual.
Proud of it.
Hold on. Let me turn it down.
Whoop!
Good morning.
Happy FriYAY.
FriYAY, yes.
I can't even believe you made it.
I know. I did. Well, crazy drivers, man.
Well, yeah. Did we start with crazy drivers, or do we start with the remnants of Bear Week?
Crazy drivers. Yeah. We'll get into the whole Bear Week.
I love it.
Yeah, no, this morning it's like, you just know it's all the locals.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, all right, the tourists are not here on the road. Let's get our shit done. And
Absolutely.
it's just like, my driving scares me. But I have other people now on the road that early in the morning that are like going like 80 miles an hour. I'm like, wow, you're more aggressive than I am.
Right? Yeah. I thought I was the only one with bad road
Exactly.
rage. Get out of my way.
So I was like pulling over to the left, to the right, so that they could just, get to work. I mean, I'm working, but
Right?
I need to come here and
I know.
have a day or morning.
Right? Well, it's been a bit.
It's been a long time.
I know.
Yeah.
Way too long. So we're not going to be having that. We need to check in a little bit more often. And life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Here we are all midway through July.
Yeah.
July's long,
way
everybody. We got
past.
an extra week.
Yep. Extra week. Yeah.
We do.
And for all you that get paid weekly.
Yeah, right. You
Very
get an extra
weekly. You
week,
get a fifth
everybody.
week. Yeah.
That I remember those days.
Me too.
Oh, wasn't it nice?
Well, and then I went and I got used to being paid monthly, and then all of a sudden they switched it up last year, and now we get paid twice a month.
The
'Cause
worst.
They're aligning with the majority of most other companies that do that now. So
Good morning, Miss Mari. Thanks for joining us. I love that you posted that photo that RTB sent me, and it's like, but he sent it to me and he goes, "This just reminds me of Hank." And then I sent it to Hank, and then all of a sudden Mari's like, he got a good response on social media, though. I
that's
really
good.
actually think that is in Hank's future. We thought it would be perfect for him on the golf course.
just put it on your wish
That's
list.
it. Christmas wish list.
Yeah.
Next week is Christmas in July, and we've got a couple of specials going on, and we are definitely going to be fa-la-la-la-lying with a little bit of music bingo and some Christmas in there. Sorry, friends. You're getting it, whether you like it or not.
Somebody's gonna have
Uh-huh.
some flashbacks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shane Walter says your shirt says rock and roll. Do you believe rock and roll is dead in 2024?
No, absolutely not.
Funny you should mention that.
Didn't I forward you? Yes. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We just got our little announcement as being members that pre-sale is happening a month early because the show is a month early. They're going to be doing the induction ceremony the weekend of October 16th, I believe it is. And I can't wait. It's going to be in Cleveland, Cincinnati.
Yeah, this is the first time that it's been where
in a
its
long
home
time.
is.
Yeah, where the Hall of Fame actually resides.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be
And
fun.
we got to take part in the show last year, the year before that. Last year, it was nominated for 3 Emmys.
Yeah.
Not that you would know it from our standpoint, because the sound was definitely different inside of Barclays than when I rewatched it on Disney Plus, I think is when it first was released. Then it was released somewhere else afterwards.
Okay.
But I was watching the show and my husband was like, "You are such a narcissist." I was like, "What?" He goes, "I know you're watching it to see if you see yourself." I'm like, and I wanted to hear the show for what the show was because it was actually magical. So no, we do not believe rock and roll is dead. It's just different.
It's different.
Yeah.
Yes. And the thing about it is there's so much that is classic that you can listen to anytime.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. And then some new rockers, that I've been kind of listening to their shows.
No, everyone's like Chapel Rowan right now. There's some other good stuff too. Jimmy, Lisa, thanks for joining us. Mary, good morning. Lisa Z, Sue Fragoo, and hello to our good friend Serafina Churchill. We've missed you, darling. The plop has been very active.
Oh my God, and the plop wannabes. But I was thinking about Serafina when I was driving in. I was like, I wonder how she's doing. So that's great that you're watching.
Well, she works in Provincetown. But I think, what are you in the office? Only 1 day a week or 2 days a week? She's loving her new space over there and working with a lot of great, cool people.
Well, that's cool.
I always just ingest P-Town on social media. It's very fun and festive. And especially during Beer Week, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of activity. There's a lot of wow.
A lot of change. A lot of changes too.
Maybe we can talk a little bit about the changing climate. It doesn't have to get so aggressive, but the change of the year, because I feel like it's definitely a little different.
It is. I was talking to a gentleman last night that was like, the whole attendance is kind of waxed and waned. Like some people, they said it was kind of light because I was in Boston. I was working this week.
What's up, Tony?
But he said, yeah, it kind of like dissipated a little bit in midweek.
I feel like it's more selective now.
Yeah.
That people are picking and choosing their spots. And I don't know whether that's financial or whether that's like social bandwidth.
I think it's a combination.
Right?
Honestly. Yeah, because,
and is it the same people? Is it the same parties? Is it the same things? Or people are just like, I'm over it. Maybe we're doing our own thing. Or maybe I think personally that it's a wallet thing. I think that people are financially a little bit more strapped than we've been in the past.
Yeah.
And we've already come out of our social cocoon post our pandemic. And I think people are just really choosing, or maybe they're just having good friends over at their place and having internal parties.
No, I don't think about that. No, I think it's about picking and choosing and cost. And then the whole COVID situation and what happened, that kind of reset everybody's priorities.
Yeah.
In some regard.
And also,
not to say that it just wouldn't be a priority, but it's different for everyone.
There's a huge spike right now too. So it just could be absolute illness. Happy Friday to you. Happy Glam Rock Friday.
Yeah.
You can listen to Glam Rock here on Lemonade every single
10.
Friday.
Yeah.
And you really loved the 4th of July countdown. Wasn't it great?
It was great. I love listening.
Seth put in so much work to that countdown, and he really loves it, cares, lives, eats, and breathes it. Yeah. So thank you very much for sharing it with us. Good morning, Jackie. Thanks for joining us. Deb, love to have you this morning. We've got RTB, and he is here from Provincetown. He also spends part of the time in Boston. How's Boston right now? Hot?
It's actually, yes. And that's one of the things that's kind of fun and nice to come to the Cape, because it's about like 10 to 15 degrees cooler.
Always. You get that coastal breeze and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Because my new boss, he lives on the Cape and he commutes in and he's like, it's such a dramatic difference. I said, yeah. I said, it's quite something. And
he is like many.
God.
There are so many people that commute from the Cape to Boston area. I don't know what the deal is going to be with our $1 billion that we just got for the bridges. Everybody's celebrating that right now, but that is going to come a cost of how long is that going to take to fix, and what is that going to look like?
Driving in, I was on 151. I'm like, wow, this is really nice and paved. I'm like, yeah, how many months did that take?
Forever. Oh, and it's not done. They've just begun.
Well, at least my stretch that I had to drive was perfect.
Good.
Because it was smooth across, even on the side of the road, which was great. And the lights are timed well.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Although we had another big accident on 151, and brace yourselves, everybody. There is a fair in the air. We've got the Barnstable County Fair. Just please pack your patience. Yes, it's frustrating. I live behind it. I have no choice but to sit through it. It is that, I don't know, every single year we're like, we moan and groan, but I love it also. Yeah. Because I can hear all of the fun that is happening. And I mean, Cliff and I can sit in the backyard and have a concert.
That's cool.
I know. Yeah. So it's kind of neat.
Because there's a fair that happens every year up north of Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name of it. I'll have to take a look at the map. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And when it's going to be going forever, then you'll miss it.
Yeah, I saw the Gin Blossoms. Yeah,
fair.
That one.
Yes.
And also the Big E, which I saw the Gin Blossoms fairly recently. And then I forget, there was one other group that I just saw. It was just cool acts, fun, whatever. Granted, it might only be one person from the original band, but who cares? I'm going to the Melody tent this weekend.
You are?
Yes, I'm going to be sweating it out underneath the tent. We're going to see our friends, Brian Glowacki. AJ is opening up for him.
Oh, get out.
At the Melody tent. So this is super cool. This is something where he bet on himself. Brian Glowacki is a Nantucket comedian.
Right.
He's now over here. and he bought the Melody tent.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, I'm going to sell it out. And he's near sold out the Melody tent for his comedy show because this is on his bucket list of something he's always wanted to do.
Is it tomorrow night?
It's going to be Sunday night. So
it's Sunday night. Okay.
I've got a full day of the Mashpee Farmers Market. It's Kids Day. So we've got Boston-based entertainers jamming with you coming. They're doing 2 shows. Bring the little people. They put instruments in their hands and they let them jam out. Noon and 2 are going to be those 2 times. And the Mashpee Chamber is doing their Power of Produce program, which they've sponsored, where kids can come, get a little token, and go grab a fruit or a vegetable for free, just to try something new, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a radish or whether it's an apple, I don't care. I don't care if they've had it before. It's just buy something healthy and they feel like they bought something. So, Places is always there. Lauren does such a great job with our kids' face painting, or that she brings that giant parachute, and I'm immediately transported back to elementary school.
Yeah.
It was like one of my favorite things in gym class. So you throw the thing up and you hide underneath it.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever do that in school?
We were real poor.
I didn't do that in New Jersey, apparently.
We were poorer than you.
No parachutes for you.
You know, the biggest thing I remember, there were a couple big things I remember from kindergarten. When I was tested, whatever, to figure out which class I was going to be in. There were 2 classrooms, and I show up in the one that's a little bit more, I think, more intellectual, you know, or the higher learning people.
Shocker.
And then within, like, during the day, I was switched to the other one. And
he didn't make the cut.
Dottie was not happy. I saw someone storming up to the school the next
Dottie,
day.
We can't make him fit.
And he's like, no, he belongs in this one. He's smarter than you think. He's just lazy. And that was the story of my life. Thank you.
I think that's a boy thing, though, because I tried to get Cody also to go into the earlier class, and they're like, cognitively he's fine, but you know, he just give him a year, and he needed that extra year. It just stinks that my baby had a November birthday and he was the youngest one. Like, it was just like, oh, 1 more year in daycare I have to pay for.
And yet the lower, I don't want to say lower IQ, but the
smartest one.
That class, there weren't a lot of incidents. In my classroom with the intellectuals, you know, I just remember this one girl, she just raised her, she's like, my feet are stuck in the chair. She had some kind of nervous condition because she curled her feet into the chair. And of course, you know, the teacher was such a bitch. She's like, now take a lesson, everyone. If we had a fire drill and there was a fire, I have to physically undo her feet.
Little Susie was coming out in the chair. We were just going to have to lift her up in the chair.
Yeah. Her name is Kelly, but I won't give you the last name.
I love it. Poor Kelly. Kelly the pretzel.
Kelly the pretzel. Pretzel Lake Kelly.
Yes. We got a good one today. There was always that one kid.
Yeah. You didn't even need the internet for that one. You're welcome.
I appreciate that so much. Good morning, Cindy. She says, oh my God, I'm so late. Good morning to you. Well, Friday is that. We both are running on fumes right now.
And those are usually our best shows.
For sure. I ended up at the Cape Cod Winery yesterday. Hot one. Man, was it a hot one. But I got Murphy'd, if you will.
Oh.
My friend Jen was there, and it was her girls group, 5 girls. And I was just so excited to see her. And I ended up having a glass of wine with them afterwards, which I ended up going home with the Murphys afterwards.
What kind of wine did you have?
Oh, it's just rosé.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got like a nice dry rosé over at Cape Cod Winery. And they've got it's just a beautiful place. And it was my first time going to this space. And I can't believe it's taken me so long to go there, but it's nice. It's big. It's sprawling. You can everybody can have their space.
Yeah, I wanted to try to go, but when you know,
4 to 6,
I'm going all the way to P-Town and having to come back. I was just like, you know, I've done enough driving. Well, it was 3 hours yesterday. Yeah, I know. Let's just skip that.
That was me when I came to visit you last time. It was 3 hours. I'm like, why is it taking so long to get there?
Because it's worth it.
I know. We ended up having a good time.
Oh my God. Yeah. We haven't unpacked that one.
I know. Serafina goes back when teachers were allowed to be mean, and they were.
Oh, totally.
They really were.
I remember we had this is another one. I'm sorry. I'm reminiscing about kindergarten, but we had like playtime, you know, and everybody, and we had this. I don't know, like flat thing with the wheels where the front one was it was like a truck trailer. It looked like a truck thing. But anyway, I'm going around with one of my other students, well, what do you call classmates, and I'm like a gentleman, and I remember doing this, like bowing to her so she could get a glass, get some water from the water fountain.
Yep.
Fucking rolled up magazine. Yeah, the teacher comes up and smacks and tells us it's not break time. You shouldn't be doing that. You don't touch the water cooler. I'm like, and I'm thinking in my head, lady.
Yeah.
You touch me with that magazine.
I know. These kids have no idea. You know, you've seen all of the ones calling their parents about various offenses. She took my cell phone. I can't have my hat.
Yeah.
No, we got beat. We got beat. We got walloped. I was actually having this conversation with Cliff the other day about my gym teacher turned principal, Mr. Rose. And this man, literally, there were two boys scrapping in the hallway.
Scrapping?
Yeah, they were like, you know, like not fighting,
okay.
but like kind of like getting the beginnings of a fight. And Mr. Rose just took off his sweatshirt, like his blazer, because the gym
Mr.
teacher,
Rogers blazer.
Yeah, right. And all of a sudden he turned into the Hulk that he was.
Oh wow.
And he was like, go ahead, get in there. Like he was encouraging them to get it out. He's like in there, like fight.
That's it.
And I was like, could you imagine that happening in real life? Now, like, this is our real life, guys.
Yeah. Totally.
So funny. Good morning, Slater. Thanks for joining us. Too funny. Yeah, so you persevered your 3 hours on the way to Provincetown.
Exactly.
To get your coastal bliss, to get your cool reduction, and then you just put yourself right into the party mix.
I did. Well, I worked, and then I managed to get to Tea Dance around 5.
It looked like a saucy one.
Yeah. Well, after 3 Long Island iced teas, actually, I was on my third because I had 2, and then I was waiting for Heather so we could have dinner, and I had my third in the fancy glass on the buoy bar, the patio outside, and who comes walking over, or who I see is this porn actor, and his partner is I can't even say it.
Nope.
All right.
The sights and the sounds were good yesterday.
Anything I say, I'm gonna get a hate. But
right.
Anyway, they came over, they were dressed. It was wonderful to see them, and I asked for a picture. There we go.
And you got a photo, and thank you for sharing that with me. Feel like I'm there, guys. Ooh. Thanks. Have a great day.
I'm so sorry that I'm speaking in riddles, but it's just a lot.
If you know, you know. What's up, Rick? Thanks for joining us on the show this morning. We're getting all the sights and sounds from Bear Week in Provincetown.
And the thing I was so pissed about is like I'd been drinking. Then I went with Heather and we had some more cocktails and some food. And then I went to go walk Rocco, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go out tonight. You know, I'm gonna have a cigar with some of my buds. There's some from Chicago.
You took a disco nap.
Yeah, well, then I think it was. Hold on, I'll get the exact time because I got a text around 10 o'clock saying, "Where are you?"
I'm up.
I was 10:30, and I was like, it was 11:45, and again, the bars are only open until 1 a.m. So I'm like, I only have an hour left.
All I could think of is like Catherine O'Hara when she wakes up from her nap in Beetlejuice when she's on whatever it is. She's got all of her makeup here. Like, I'm ready. What? I'm ready to go. This is rich.
Yeah. Woke up, piece of paper attached to my head. But I made it. I didn't get all gussied up. I just was like, hey, I'm going to go enjoy the last hour. And then I did go to Spiritus, which was nice.
I love their pizza.
Well, because during, that's where everybody goes when the bar closes. It's the last not the last, because we have social media.
Right.
But that's where people will hang out and cruise and have pizza or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny. There's some people that can come out with a big box and they'll just open it up and
hey,
share
everybody.
it with whoever's around. You want some pizza?
It really is such a meeting place. And it's just people watching Capital.
Yes.
Just sit there and be like, what were you into tonight, miss? How was your night?
Especially when you're waiting for the bathroom and you see people there and their eyes are all dilated.
All
like,
right.
Oh, I know what you've been doing.
Hey, buddy.
You're having a great time.
So fun. So many things to see.
Yeah. Well, today is the Wiener Roast and Pool Party over at the Brass Key.
I saw the photos from prior wiener roasts. It looks like a raucous time.
Yep.
And then I'm like, now I'm in a social media death scroll. I'm checking out the DJ. I'm watching the DJ's reels, the Chicago kids and that club scene. And I'm like, where am I? Shut it off and go to bed.
That's it.
Stephanie. The deep dives I find myself into. It's ridiculous.
I don't know if you're just punishing yourself. Well, again, you're the 90-year-old with internet. It's just like, what am I missing? I've got to find out.
I have such FOMO. It is.
Well, what brought them here?
Why? What's happening? What's that about? Yeah. Ooh, that's a new friend. Haven't seen that before.
I'm a resident of Cape Cod. I need to know. Why are they here?
I'm doing my due diligence. Speaking of resident of Cape Cod, Kate Pearson has now joined us from the B-52s.
Yay.
Permanently. She purchased a little bit of property here, and she made them very B-52s-y. Some super cute little cottages in Truro, and now she has moved here. I know, right?
Yeah,
everybody loves the Cape. I think we're fully stocked of stars, that's for sure. I spent a day on the vineyard with my friend Karen, and she's a star stalker. Like, would you leave Michael J. Fox's wife Tracy alone? Stop following her around the block. I'm like, I got questions. I'm like, leave her alone. It was very funny. What's up, Ted? I got to chat with Ted Murphy yesterday. His classes are going great. Not only does he work with the kids for the Just Write It workshop, he's got a bunch of adult classes.
Oh.
And he's got
classes with adults in them.
Yes, correct. But to learn how to write. Yeah. And one of his students is 64.
Hey.
Like, I just love the fact that it's never too late to start something new or to try something that may make you uncomfortable.
I know. And you're supposed to, like, that's one of the things I want to do in retirement.
Yeah.
But one of the things that you read about is like, start doing stuff you want to do in retirement now so that you know that you really enjoy it and something you want to do. I just don't make the time for it. But it is something that I would love to do.
Hi, Susan. Thanks for joining us on the show this morning.
Finally, she's connected.
Finally.
She was having a little bit of an issue with
social.
Yeah.
Or just IT stuff.
I don't know. Well, just strange reason. She couldn't find the show.
Oh, so, I love you.
That's all right. She found it.
Well, talk to me about your meeting with Susan a little bit. Your birthday, your ceremony, as much as you want.
Not you put me on the spot or anything. No, one of the things that she mentioned was putting together a little bit of a ceremony kind of for just to bring in whatever kinds of emotions and things that I wanted to bring to the condo, because I've had it for 7 years now, 8 years. Shoot. Anyway, it was a small group of people that are just very close to me, and she had them all bring a heartstone. A heartstone is the shape of a heart. It could be, wood, crystal, whatever. And everybody did. They all set their intentions. And we had a nice ceremony.
I'm sad I missed your birthday. That's why I brought it up. I was out of the country. Couldn't be helped. I'm sorry. I did take you out to a nice lunch, though. Nice liquid lunch.
Nice lunch.
We had a great time, but Susan, you were dearly missed. We love your presence, and I want to hear all about your gypsy wagon.
Is it ready yet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I've been trying to watch on social. I cannot wait for the whole transformation. I know it's hard work, and right now it's like 90 degrees out. Just like breathing is difficult outside, so getting actual physical labor done, no, thank you. The boys yesterday, I've had a pack of boys living at my house for a solid week, and they smell and they eat everything. They make me laugh though, so I'll keep them around. Yesterday they used all of my husband's tools to make money because they were cleaning up a lady's lawn because all they wanted to do was DoorDash themselves food. I've never seen motivation like this before in my life. They're like, she's giving us $80. Do you know how much food? Do you know how much Wendy's that is?
Wendy's.
The motivation is so off with these boys, but I laughed. So they're charging up all Cliff's tools and they're out there and it's $80. And they're like, oh, she told us to come back in a few weeks. We did a really good job, Bob. It looks
and then
great.
They just blew the whole load of food
on Wendy's.
Oh my God.
$80 of Wendy's. Disgusting. I mean, no offense to you at Wendy's. I'm just saying the amount of work that went into their day.
Yeah.
And this is what they chose to have.
I don't usually go to fast food. But when I do, if I have to choose something, it's going to be a Wendy's.
Right, for sure.
Because I've not eaten McDonald's since 2003.
Well, look at that.
I know it.
That's as long as I've been married.
When people when we're driving and I'm with a bunch of people and they're like, "Oh, let's go to McDonald's," I'm like, "Oh, you can go there, but I'm not getting it."
See ya. Shelf life.
I watched that Super Size Me, and
That changed your life?
It didn't change my life, but it was eye opening. And then also I was in a nutrition study with Harvard. Which at the time I lost a lot of weight. I was like 262. I was at my heaviest, and I got all the way down to like 213.
Really?
Yeah, Danny wasn't happy about it. He's like, I married a bear. He's like, you look anorexic. I'm like, I'm not. I'm thin as a rail, but Anyway, I was able to maintain from 28 to around 218 to 222.
And it was just like your nutrition.
A lot. Yeah, it was nutrition because I had to put everything in the computer.
Yeah.
And when you have to put in the computer everything you put in your mouth, you make a conscious decision of what you're putting in your mouth.
Yeah.
They've done studies. They know that works. So again, that's why I say people lie, numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
So when you're putting in the food and it's, tallying up all the calories, you can't escape it.
What's up, Dave? Thanks for joining us. What is it? 400 degrees in Florida today. Susan getting new rims and tires today.
Yay.
See, I knew I had a feeling something was being done over there.
It's so satisfying as an adult when you're getting new things and it's not like a toy or something. It's like something that you're going to really enjoy. Like
right. Functional.
I finally broke down because the dryer is still squeaking. I bought a new washer dryer.
Oh, honestly,
so excited.
Right. Because the smell, the clothes, everything happens faster. Yeah. It's nicer.
Well, the technology. I mean, the washer dryer tower I have right now is from 2005.
Oh no.
It lasted 19 years.
That's impressive.
I've replaced, with
buying new appliances.
I know the drum for the dryer, it rests and there's like that rubber piece. I've had to replace it like 2 times, but now because somebody put too many wet clothes in the dryer, it's bent. So now it squeaks if you put too much in there. So I'm so pissed that I have to buy something new. But again, 19-year-old appliance I'm replacing. It's not a big deal.
Can't be mad about it.
No.
And honestly, as a grown-up, getting new appliances is really, it's painful, but also like really so super satisfying and exciting. Yeah. I know. I need to bite the bullet at some point and deal with all of that. But
I looked at the one unit that's washes and dries. They're just, the technology's there, but it's just not there yet.
No. There was I forget, one of the Airbnbs we stayed in had one, and it was like one of the OG ones.
Yep.
So it was a hot mess. Like it was very annoying. We ended up just
in concept and theory, it's great.
Right.
It's energy efficient. It's got that cyclonic where the heat is constantly
It's not there yet. We're not there yet.
No.
What's up, Karen? Thanks for joining us on the show this morning. RTB is here, and we are talking about pretty much everything in the kitchen sink.
That's it.
Like our trivia.
Yep.
I'm going to be out tonight over at the Clubhouse in Sandwich Hollows. So if you're looking for something to do, 6:30 to 8:30, I will be in Sandwich hanging out with Katie, who is just such a fabulous bartender. She's an absolute blast. And it was so funny. I was working at another one of my trivias, and a guy was like, I haven't seen you at the Clubhouse. I was like, as a matter of fact, I just booked an outing over there. So I'll be back. He's like, all right, we'll be there. Very excited. Also, shout out to our friends over at the Mash Pete Chamber and Demetrius, who is the owner of Steeple Street Music. Very cute little write-up in the arts and culture section. Gave Lemonadio a nice little shout out. Gave our farmers market a little shout out. And all the cool things that we are doing in our community. I thought that was really thoughtful. But if you're looking for a full directory of what's happening in Mashpee and current up-to-date businesses and what we have been doing over at the Chamber, which is a lot, please pick up one of the new guidebooks. There's some good stuff in there, some coupons and some cute little articles. Ashley Irene did a nice little article about some of the shop local stuff that we've been working with. And, like best lobster roll in town and all the fun stuff that you want to know when you visit an area of where do I find the good stuff? We will tell you. Support your local chambers.
Wasn't there another, sorry, I'm also thinking about drive-ins. There's the Wellfleet, but wasn't there another one, or is it closed now on Cape Cod? There was another
there was one for, I want to say during pandemic for a brief moment in Yarmouth.
Okay, yeah.
And it was just the upkeep and the cost because it was a temporary stage setup.
Yeah.
But we had a great time. It was a good couple of seasons that we had that.
Yeah, this weekend they're showing Twisters, the new movie, and The Fall Guy.
Oh, I want to see The Fall Guy.
I do too.
It looks dumb, but
but everybody loves Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt.
Honestly, I just love him.
Yeah.
Just drive cautiously. Yeah, if we get there.
Yeah. Well, at least it's getting a little bit more pleasant out.
Yes.
At night.
Definitely.
Nice. Yeah.
And if you're going to the drive-in and you're looking for a little bit of food before or after, or you want to take it with you to the beach, make sure you stop by Laura and Tony's and tell them I said hello. Their food is fabulous. They're here for another season, and they're only seasonally. And I just adore them. So say hi to Laura and Tony for me. I really enjoy them. And I miss you, Laura. What else we got coming up? Perseid meteor showers coming up. I always put it in my phone to say that I'm going to watch it, and then I always forget and get mad at myself.
Or it's cloudy and you can't see shit.
Right? Cape Cloud, man.
Yeah.
We're not dealing with it. We're dealing with what's the issue? Apparently there was a big town meeting over the wind turbine.
Oh.
Because one fell into the ocean and it's been washing up on the shore of Nantucket.
Ooh. And
so now there's a huge town meeting, and apparently there was I think one of my former E for All friends, the captain, said 99% complaints in here. I was like, I like that report from a town meeting. Whether it was true or actually statistically accurate, I appreciated the 99% complaints in here.
One accolade.
Right. Just one.
That's
and you know who you are. It's always the one like, it's not that bad.
Well, we have to always give someone an award or something.
Right. Right. It's usually me. What did I win? Send it to me.
You got to participate. You showed up.
Right.
That's it.
All right. We lost Bob Newhart.
94
years old. That's a good life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was telling you, as long as if you hit the 80s, you're fine.
Right.
You've had a really good life.
You and I don't want to live. Talked.
Yeah, I don't want to live past 85.
I was like, I'd like to make it to the expectancy. That's really where I'm at. That is where my goal is set.
Yeah.
We'll see if that happens for us, but
yeah. And again, because of my and my relatives, they're all passed before.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother, I think, was the oldest one. She was 83.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of longevity. My dad's dad was the one who's lived the longest on both sides. He was 84. That was good.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
Yep.
Everybody else way too young, way too early. So I don't know. It's not
I have
looking good for me.
I have 2 aunts that are still alive.
Oh, that's good.
TikTok. I'm waiting.
Speaking of TikTok, Priscilla Presley right now.
What's her problem?
I don't know.
What's wrong with her now?
Can we dissect it a little bit? Because I feel like she's one of those, she's been a chronic spender her entire life. Mm-hmm. I think that Elvis just put her in a space where it's like, I don't want to deal with you. Just buy that. Okay. Buy that, have that. Here's the money. Go and get it.
Doesn't have to worry about it. Has unlimited cash.
But she's, still here with us and won't go anywhere. And she's suing now for $1 million, $1 billion. I don't even know. Elder abuse to some of her associates from some other thing. I feel like poor Riley Keough had to deal with her. Like, this is your grandmother that's trying to steal your inheritance from you.
Exactly.
And from the kids because she needs money.
If you wanted all the money, you shouldn't have had kids. There you go.
I just don't understand what she's doing with her bucks. Like, she definitely doesn't have a financial planner.
Well, and if she does, she just says, okay, show me this chart. And they're like, okay, well, you had this much. It's all filled with green. It's like, you're down to here and you need to be up here again.
Babe, you got nothing. Start selling some of Elvis's stuff. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, too bad Liam Neeson's is dead. You can't do another Naked Gun, can you?
Oh, boy.
Help me, I'm poor. Join the club.
Today is also National Daiquiri Day. In case you want to get into yourself.
My ex's mother called it a daiquiri.
What? No, she didn't.
Well, she's from Australia.
Poor
Ruth.
I love the Australian accent.
No, I love it. I have very, 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 close to my heart people from Australia.
Yeah.
And I almost moved there.
Yeah.
Before I met Daniel, I was looking into becoming a citizen and moving over there.
Really?
Definitely. Yeah. And then I met him because I met him in November of 95 and I had my trip already planned and I left for right after Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
I wasn't with my ex anymore, of course, but I was still in touch and still am with friends that live in Sydney, and I stayed with them, and I went up to Cairns and went over to Brisbane and finally met his brother and his wife and 2 kids. It was really nice. It was nice to see them too. I ran into this guy.
It's on my list.
I met him on New Year's Eve. We hung out, and then he was like, well, I live in Brisbane, and I'm like, oh, I'm going there. He's like, all right. He's like, I'll pick you up at the airport, and he did. And I spent the night over at his place with him. And then I went to go see my my ex's brother and his family for
that's cool
2 nights. Yeah, and that's just kind of like the culture, which is great.
Well, I feel like if Americans were going to be closest to anybody, I feel like we're closest to Australians, only they're nicer.
Criminals.
Right. Is that what it is? The island of criminals. Come, we're friends.
we all left the UK and came over here. We're sent to Australia. So
too funny. Jackie says her face is botched. Poor Priscilla. That's just the beginnings of her problems. That's the beginnings of her problems. No, if I were to match a personality, I would definitely say the Aussies are probably closest matched. Yeah. Maybe to a New Englander. I don't know about anybody else in the US, but
yeah, I still want to go there. I mean, I want to go back. I've been there 4 times, but it's been a very long time. 95 was the last time I went.
I feel like I would have to dedicate a full month to it.
You got to go at least 2 weeks.
I can't.
A month would be great.
I can't. Yeah, that's just too long of a flight.
Well, I know it worked for me. For me, it's easy. I just took, what is it, like a 5 o'clock from Boston to LA. You get in like a 10:30, 10:45, and you literally you deplane and you get ready. And then there's like an 11:30 or something.
Mm-hmm.
You leave that night and you miss a day and you arrive at 6 o'clock in the morning. And if you can stay, get the right sleep, try to figure it out. And then you stay up as long as you can that first day, get a good night's sleep. And you kind of do change your clock, your internal one. And
that stresses me out just thinking about it.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge because, you still get up early, but sometimes you can't stay up too late. Your body you go to sleep.
Right.
But again, that's why you stay there for a good 2 to 3 weeks.
I had a hard enough time with 6 and 7 hours of a time difference. I don't know what I would do with days. Yeah. Oh, I missed that. 3 days late. Sorry, I'm done.
Yeah. When I go from the East Coast to the West Coast, like to
Oopsies.
San Francisco, it's easy. I can do that. Like I'll have a full day of work, take the flight at night, party all night,
right?
Have a good night's sleep, and then I'm all set for the West Coast.
You get your time back. Right?
Well, you don't get your
you lose it.
You have to get into entertainment.
Yes.
Event mode. That's what I call it. That's what we were conditioned. Daniel and I did that all the time. Long weekend. So we were like, we were much sprier than a lot of people that were younger than us. What are you sleeping for? What? No, this is an event all weekend. It's only 3 days. Get up.
Animals. I love it.
That's it.
Yes, it is winter over in Australia right now, the opposite of the seasons.
Correct.
But I don't think that they're having like a particularly wintry winter right now. So
winter will winter wherever winter is.
That is it. Wow, such words. Home Depot has already rolled out the freaking 12-foot skeletons. Everybody, the amount of pumpkin spice, pumpkins, and fall people on social media right now willing it to happen. It's incredible.
That's funny.
I thought it was just me. Yes, I'm complaining about this weather because I'm a heat casualty. I'm not good. Yeah. I literally had red laces when I was in the military. She's bad in heat. Don't talk to her. She's barely laces. Surviving.
What does that mean?
You're a heat casualty.
Oh,
you cannot be in hot places. I do. I get sick.
Visual signs for a heat casualty.
That's it. My God. Right? But she's a problem. Send her to the wintry places.
Exactly.
Send me to the tundra. I'm good there.
That is really funny.
It's true. Yeah. It is. It was an identifiable situation.
You're never happy unless you're singled out.
Listen, was it about me? No.
Oh, yes, it was.
I suffered years of my mother with, I'm going to get my dollar's worth when we were at Disney, and she would mush me through those Disney theme parks. Meanwhile, I'm vomiting on tourists and to get on the bus. And I'm I'm going to throw up. I'm on the bus getting sick because of the heat. I was so bad in the heat. I'm not good. I literally turn into a sloth, and then I just need to sleep.
Oof.
Leave me alone. It was not good. So I have PTSD over that.
Yeah,
I definitely vomited on that woman.
I can hear.
She was a French tourist. She lifted up her arm. It was full of hair, and it made me sick, and I threw up. You brought up your moment of pretzel Kelly, so
pretzel leg Kelly. I mean, the one thing that we had, I think I've talked about this before, our summers were at the pool.
Mm-hmm.
There was this really interesting, it was a motel, and in the back they had this Olympic-sized pool, a whole fenced-in area with a kiddie pool and a slide and 3 diving boards and shuffleboard and tennis courts, and we paid a fee every year. So we really didn't do a lot of stuff like being run around to Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah. And we also, because of where I lived, we were only like about, I don't know, 40 minutes away from Six Flags Great Adventure.
I love that. The motel club.
The motel club was great. You had a little, badge that you paid for and you put on your swimsuit. And
cute.
Yeah. And then the ice cream truck would come around.
You know what? You make your best when you're not a coastal people. Now I'm like, go to the pond. Oh, wait, the pond's poisoned. Go to the beach.
Right.
I mean,
we were still only about, 45 minutes to the Jersey Shore. So there was a lot. It was really great growing up there, but I outgrew that place. That's for sure.
Oh, I'm sure. By the way, the town has lifted the ban on our ponds.
But there's still sharks.
There are still sharks in the ocean, just in case.
That's it.
Sharktivity app is up and running and pinging like crazy. Every day I check in, I'm like, oh, there they are. There are more. There was a story today in the Cape Cod Times that was just talking about a shark season and it's not stopping anybody. And it was like a full picture of like Cahoon Hollow with all of the people in the water. I'm like, of course, they're not out to eat you.
No, but a colleague of mine sent me this really cool little video of a shark that came swimming up to a boat in Situate.
Yep.
Which was kind of interesting. And it was funny. She sent that to me. And I
said,
just last night I was watching Jaws, and Jaws 2 were on TV. So I was watching those. They're great. I love that movie.
That's a summertime favorite right there. We try and watch it.
Well, it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And the scratch ticket is out. Has anybody won any big ones, Mr. Spreadsheet?
No.
What's up, Michael? Thanks for joining us. It's the wonderful time of the year. Serafina loves it. Her pumpkins, which, by the way, I've got a pumpkin patch in case you missed it out front. I have pumpkins from last year's seeds, but my decrepit, rotten pumpkins have now grown into a pumpkin patch. I don't know if they will be fruitful, but I'm excited to see if we do, in fact, have pumpkins.
Somebody did win the
big one.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Lifetime Millions $50 instant game, July 10th. So that's $20 million. It's $1 million a year for life, which is a 20-year payout.
Something you might not know about RTB is he loves his spreadsheets, but he also loves tracking and figuring out who's going to win and where they're going to win. It's fun to watch. It's the little game he plays.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah. Someday it'll be my turn.
Right? He knows. He's calculating it. It's happening.
So we have one claimed out of 3. There are 2 remaining.
Okay.
They still have $2 million remaining on that ticket and 10 out of 12.
All right. So we're going to be
1 million.
Buying some Jaws tickets next week.
Jaws tickets are different. That's not a big payout.
Oh, okay.
No. The Jaws is a $10 ticket, I think.
Yeah. Right.
God, they have a lot of instant games.
Right. I'm looking at the list now.
Yeah.
It looks very busy.
These are just the $10 ones, and I don't see the.
We had a $1,000 winner this week at one of our trivias. It's always super exciting to watch when people win big bucks. So I feel I had a part of it, even though I had none. I was like, lady, I gave you a $5 ticket. I'm proud of you.
It's
yay.
It's totally random.
Yep, exactly. What's up, Margie? Thanks for joining us on the show this morning. It is FriYAY. We are pretty pumped to I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm going off Cape tomorrow.
You are?
I am. A family party.
I was just going to say, you're going to Rhode Island. I
am going to Attleboro.
Mm-hmm.
Right. One of my cousin's children is graduated from Roger Williams, and we're celebrating. I haven't seen my dad's side of the family in a long time, so I'm excited to see them. We don't get together very often, but when we do, it's like no time has passed, and we just we have a good time.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know who's going to show up. I don't even care.
Just reminds me of the Julie Brown movie, Because I'm a Blonde.
Yes.
The song.
Go ahead.
I'm a freshman in my 4th year at UCLA, and I'm studying becoming a veterinarian because I love children. I love that.
So
verse. Yeah, the $1 million prize is the top prize for the jaw scratchy, and
who couldn't use $1 million right now?
absolutely, and that's $50K a year for 20 years, unless you want to do the cash out option, which you forfeit 35%. 3 winners so far out of 6, so there are 3 remaining.
Okay, so we're halfway there.
There you go.
Get your Jaws tickets.
And there's a second chance drawing, which people don't know about.
Right? Tell me about it.
So you have the app, and they have this whole new thing with the Mass Lottery app. You register with them, you have to verify your identity, and then you scan the ticket, the barcode. You can automatically scan it on your phone, and it'll tell you if you win, so you don't even have to scratch the whole thing. Just scratch the barcode.
Doesn't that take part of the fun out?
Depends on how many you buy. If you're buying a book and looking to win, then you're just doing the barcode and scanning. And then now with the new games, it automatically puts your drawing in. It enters.
Oh, for the second chance drawing? That's kind of cool.
It is. Yeah, because I was just being obsessive.
Well, most people don't even take that chance, so you never know.
Yeah. Well, in the app, what's kind of cool
Somebody's got to win.
Is when you look at your account, it shows your entries, and it shows you like the first drawing and how many entries you've put in, and then when the second when that's finished, they did the draw. Then next time you do it and they enter you again, it shows you how many you've entered for the second drawing.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool.
Margie says she loves the app, and Virginia totally takes the fun out of it. I agree. Well, I need a little excitement, but it depends. If you're a degenerate gambler like RTB is, then you just get the app. Let's see if we won.
Buy a book of $1,500. I'm not going to scratch.
He's here for the win. Good morning, Gloria.
Give me the barcodes.
Right. I don't have time for this.
Whatever works, babe.
Well, there was one game that we got that was like a lot. It was like one of those crossword games. And the amount of mess that was left at the table after one of our things, I'm like, oh, I'm never buying those again. They're just a mess.
I think I could wallpaper an entire home now with the
that could be fun.
Tickets. Oh, I threw them out. It's
too depressing.
Kind of depressing, kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it's like that moment you're like, oh my God, this is your shame.
Yeah. Well, in the beginning, when I became widowed, I was just like, oh, I just need cash. Please give me the cash.
I need cash now.
I don't want to work anymore. My life is over.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
That's all right. But that's what I did. I was chasing the World Class Millions $30 ticket.
It gave you something to focus on, though.
Yeah, and drive and put mileage on my car. And it's all right.
It's a healing process. You're able to talk about it now without.
Exactly. That's what I spent my birthday doing.
Really?
Yeah, driving across the Western Massachusetts, hitting. And again, yeah, I'm not even going to go into it. There's a lot. There's just
talking
a lot
about it though.
there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Talk about your trauma. We're here. Everybody.
It's not
everybody's
trauma.
Here for
you. It's just coping mechanisms.
Everybody's got them.
It's true.
Virginia said, but I won $4,800 and used the app in my account 2 days. Good for you.
That's good.
And Gloria says, good morning to both of us.
Good
Gloria,
morning.
thank you for joining us. Are you ready?
Where are we going now?
I don't know. I do want to talk about this Florida woman.
I was just going to say, go ahead, because you have a couple other items you wanted to talk about.
There was this story that I couldn't get over. It's a little crazy crime story, and you know how I love my crazy crimes. So this woman, Florida woman accused,
allegedly, allegedly, right?
Of dining and dashing, but the best part, she forgot her purse at the restaurant.
You dumbass.
You dummy, you terrible, bad criminal. Panama City Beach woman accused of dining and dashing last week busted after she realized she forgot her purse inside. Video captured by TikTok user shows the moment of the alleged dine and dasher, and her purse mistakenly left at a Longhorn.
Mistakenly left. Because she forgot to take her meds.
So the manager, when she walked back in, the manager was holding her purse. Forgot something.
It's hysterical.
Don't worry, we reached in and took your credit card and paid for it anyway. Here you go.
You could have paid for it.
Gave herself a nice tip.
Good.
Exactly.
Well, that's what places do now. Automatically add 20%.
You should.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about tipping? I know next week we're going to be getting into the nitty gritties of dining out and what the deal is, current climate, current situation. And if you're not following a couple of the dining boards on social medias, they're rather contentious, rather nasty, and just It gets heated and it gets heated real fast. But one thing that drives me absolutely insane is the tipping.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you should, no matter what, always leave 20% baseline. That should be your baseline. I'm sick of dining with people that don't use that as their baseline and me having to hide money underneath my plate because somebody else is just rude.
Right.
Regardless, give them a couple of bucks if you're getting takeout. Always throw somebody a couple of bucks if they're smiling, if they're having a good day, if they're bringing you up. Give them a freaking tip. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what walk of life they are. It doesn't matter what job they're in. It doesn't matter coulda, shoulda, woulda. That is your baseline is 20%. If you can't afford it, stay home. Cook your own food because I'm sick of seeing miserable people out in public.
There you go.
This is my public service announcement to you. Thank you.
Stephanie has spoken.
We'll tip more than that usually, but
Yeah,
I think 20% should be a baseline.
especially if it's, it's someplace that you go on a regular basis,
Mhm.
and there are a lot of different factors involved with
Yep.
that. But yeah, baseline 20%. Yes.
Period.
I agree.
End of discussion. But I've got friends that are like nitty gritty people, the ones that you go dining out with, and they're like, well, I had this. Or we've got two friends that are the $20 people. Here's $20. For what? That doesn't even cover the tip.
Right.
Get lost. I don't want to dine with you anymore. I get really heated about it because it drives me crazy and I'm sick of cheap people. Makes me insane.
Yep.
I tip the gas station attendant for working in the elements and being there for us. Thank you. Honestly, when you see a sweaty guy pumping your gas, give him a couple of bucks. Poor thing. At least you can get a cold drink for it, for crying out loud. Miserable.
Mm.
I know, right?
Don't get me started.
Right? Is her name Ellen? Leave your wife out of this. I love her to pieces. No, but all of her sisters are cheap. You know it, Dave. We're not going to go there either. Leaving those ladies out of it for sure. Had a funny conversation with my daughter yesterday. It was all girls on deck. My poor husband.
Well,
so she
you've
called
had the
me
reverse before.
100%.
Yeah.
But it was just like we were late. We both worked. We were tired. He cooked something for dinner. I'm on the phone with my daughter. And then she starts talking about girl stuff. And then my other daughter comes in and she starts talking about girl stuff. And there's my husband with like a fork in his mouth. And he's like, oh, girls, we're in here right now. It's 9:30 at night. I'm trying to eat dinner and talk about girl stuff. I talked to another one of our mom friends yesterday also about this. And she's like, Stephanie, I have boys and I never talk to them about that stuff. And I kind of feel bad because they're going to grow up. And I hope that they're not so insensitive to girls' issues because they don't know anything. She goes, they know nothing.
That's funny.
I said, that's fine. You apologize to your future daughter-in-law or son-in-law later, whatever it ends up being, Yeah. Just say, I'm sorry. I didn't feel the need to talk to them about that stuff. Oh, well.
At some point in their life, they'll be hit with it.
Trust me. They'll know whether they want to or not.
No matter what walk of life, you're always going to get hit with it.
Whenever I laughed with my son and he starts talking about cycles, I was like, okay, we're leaving. We're leaving. We're not having that conversation. Sorry, buddy.
You need to change topic.
Happy birthday to Benedict Cumberbatch, 48 today. Survivor season 47 is coming up. How the hell does Jeff Probst still look very similar to what he did when he started?
He sold his soul.
You think?
Yes. That's my solid answer.
I know. I want to know what the celebrities buy. Is it stem cells? Is it what do they have?
He found out from Ryan Seacrest, who found out from Dick Clark.
It's been passed down.
It has been passed down.
Pharrell has it. The vampires. They're all vampires, everyone.
Because no offense to Will Ferrell, he just turned, 57?
Yeah.
56?
He's looking every ounce of it.
Yeah.
He did not get told the secret. Whatever.
That's the Sex in the City, face by, okay, you are 57. Talented man. I love his work, but yeah.
Some people just don't have that gene.
He can blame his children on that.
Yeah, right. Kids age you exponentially. I can speak to that.
They're not that great.
Can. Some of them are.
It's the effing you get for the effing you got. All right. That's the way I put
wow.
it. Totally.
All right. So
are you happy now? Do they bring you such joy?
They do sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they bring me joy.
Still living in the house?
Hopefully they take care of me. Somebody needs to wipe my rear end when we get to that point, okay?
Well, and you can pay people to do that.
I actually fairly recently wrote out my wishes because I changed some of them. I literally did. I literally did just in case.
That's not binding.
No, I know. I said, if something bad happens to me.
You're going to pin that on your shirt?
I literally
my
did.
God. Here lies Stephanie, and this is how you care for her.
I had some changes when I was listening to a podcast fairly recently, and I literally did while I was editing the podcast. I wrote,
I still want to be a drooling mess. Don't you dare pull that plug.
I did.
I can't believe you have that.
I made some changes. These are my wishes. 7-1, Stephanie Whedon.
God.
But one of them I really enjoyed. Don't fuss, I'm dead. I did. I really did.
Thank you for sharing.
I even have the menu of
all right.
So you just know.
I think we're done. Jesus.
I love that I put it on my work desk just in case. I know. So I've made some changes, everybody.
Oh.
You're now a witness of all of this.
Yes.
I've made a few changes. Tell them to look at my work desk.
I'll read it before I leave. I'll grade it before I leave.
Good morning, Thomas. We're leaving some things. No stone unturned, everyone.
Exactly. That was what I was going to say. I love that we can talk like that.
Everybody have a great weekend. If you're looking for something to do, you can go to eventsoncape.com.
Yep.
Our little Facebook group is growing. We've got over 4,000 people in the group, adding every single day. Thank you very much to one of our friends, Matt, who went in there yesterday and reported all of the spam and the jerks.
Oh, wait.
And I was like, oh, this was really convenient. Thank you. Delete. Thanks, Matt.
Awesome.
So yeah, I really just opened up this forum for you to share, whether it is a painting class, whether it's a cool concert you found on the side of the road, whether it's your daughter's PTA raising money for something and they're doing car washes. Honestly, I just want you to share whatever group event that is going on in the Cape that you think is important. And it doesn't matter. You're not paying for this. It's something that you're just sharing so that everybody can see and share no matter what town you're in.
Yeah.
And how small it is, it doesn't matter. Please share it, but don't be a jerk because apparently Matt's going to report you, which I appreciate. You always got to have somebody watching your back, and he was the most unsuspecting person.
This is going on your permanent record.
Right. Or I'm going to put it in my,
I love it.
I made some changes.
Yeah. Well, it's, because this is conducive to, building community.
Right.
We have a wonderful Cape Cod community.
We really do.
Yeah.
Please reach out. And those pages are for fun, and keep them fun and light, please. Not the complainers. Go find the restaurant pages to complain on. Except not dining around and everywhere else. Mario will have your head.
Right.
All right. So RTB, where do people find you? Where do people get a hold of you? Where, if they want a spreadsheet, if they want, this man needs to be doing some acting.
There's a straight play that's I'm interested in reading and auditioning for maybe next spring.
Do it. We'll
see what happens.
We've always said we wanted to do our stand-up.
Oh, the stand-up is another thing. Yeah.
I know. So I'm hoping Sunday is a little inspiration over at the Melody Tent. I think there are a few tickets left for Brian Glowacki if you want to go see him at the Melody Tent.
And AJ's opening up for
AJ is opening up for it.
Fantastic.
He's coming on the show with us on Monday
cool.
to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the sweaty monster that it is going to be.
Monster.
Underneath that tent, man, it gets freaking hot.
Yeah. It's a dome effect. They call it.
Apparently, Nikki Glazer did a nice little tribute to Cape Cod on her Instagram and basically was like, it was a hot one. She looked practically nude, which is like, this is the only way I can get her underneath that tent because it is hot. Yes, come and watch AJ do stand up at O'Places open mic. Lauren has got some amazing programs. If you're not following O'Places, I definitely suggest you do so because she's got something for whether it's her older person meetup, whether it's a lunch break, whether it's a kids party, whether it's an open mic night. Yeah. She has really got a wonderful space that is all inclusive to anything that you've got going on.
The activities are so diverse. I love that.
It's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody has a space and a place, and that's what she's doing over at O'Places, and we love it. So whether I see you at the farmer's market on Sunday for Kids Day or at the Melody Tents later on that evening for a little bit of comedy, we hope to see you out and about doing something fun this weekend. Please share it with us. Give us a like and a follow on our social media, and you can take Lemonadio with you wherever you go. You can download the app. We're in Roku TV, Amazon. Alexa, play Lemonadio Radio. Make sure you enable the skill. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right. So now you know where my change is until I get that will dealt with. So
yeah. Give me that sheet. So funny.
Listen, I need to make some